Hey, what's up? I'm DJ Spooky from Washington, D.C., New York. I'm just here at Earth Day kicking it. This is an amazing event. A couple 100,000 people as far as I know, and just a lot of people just saying that change is possible, raising awareness.
What does Earth Day mean? What do you hope it means this year?
I think Earth Day this year, to me at least, means like a lot of different communities coming together to say that they have to be more aware of what's happening. Right now, you're really seeing that there's a tremendous concern, not just in the norms of like the sort of very intellectual communities, but I'm talking like we had Majora Carter saying "Green the Ghetto," which was cool. You had people talking about global awareness from China, Dutch, all these different countries trying to raise kind of some level of awareness.
Right. Your art is so much about hybridity and bringing things together that don't normally belong together, people don't expect to see together. How can this movement bring more people into the fold? How can it sort of hybridize and grow and include more voices and more communities?
I think that environmental awareness, again, Chuck D always likes to say hip-hop's the CNN of urban youth culture. I think that we have to go to the web, we have to think about all sorts of global issues and how do local communities create bridges between themselves, because you'd be surprised, people might not realize a Walmart's opening in their neighborhood and that will take away all the local jobs. Then they have a crisis of not only resources and payment and how people actually make a living, but things like that. It's all connected. And I think being aware of those kinds of connections, whether it's a Walmart moving in and that's going to take everybody's jobs and knock out all the local businesses, grassroots organizing, getting people to say, the different communities around music, around the arts, literature, that's a catalyst. It creates a tremendous social catalyst, and that's what these kinds of festivals are about.
So, can you talk about that a little bit, about that project? What is that?
My second film is coming up. My first film is a remix of D.W. Griffith's film, Birth of a Nation from 1915. My second film, I went down to Antarctica to shoot a film about the sound of ice. And I went to all the main ice fields and just saw like 40-mile chunks of ice breaking. And it blew my mind in terms of not only environmental awareness, but just the possibility that electronic music has to respond to climate change and, again, spread word, bring awareness. I think climate change and literacy is incredibly important, and data about that. So I was trying to figure out a way to get music to respond to the landscape, and the landscape is melting, it's ice. And in black culture, you have a lot of people named Ice Cube, Ice-T, you got the white guy, you got Vanilla Ice, so there's the sociology of cold,
Interesting.
I'm always intrigued by the way hip-hop uses metaphors, and like the idea of cold, ice, Iceberg Slim, you got Eldridge Cleaver, Solo on Ice. Everybody's into ice.
Yeah. Bling.
Yeah, bling as well. Bling is ice. So it's a metaphor, but it's also a physical fact. Global warming is happening, and people need to come up with some kind of new perspective. And I think music is incredible as a social catalyst. And I think we also need to be aware of how devastating wars in Iraq or Afghanistan are on the global system as well. If you think about 98% of the drugs, heroin, comes out of Afghanistan. The tremendous amount of pollution and, for example, depleted uranium bullets that were used in Iraq. And that leaves radioactive waste or chemical stuff that's used in all sorts of weaponry. White phosphorus, for example, that the Israelis used in Palestine.
Right. It's about being aware of connections that we have to the rest of the world.
Yeah. I think you can say peace activists, green activists, just information awareness, they're all connected.